So before we start, just inviting you to just pick and consider a group of people you want to meditate for, a population. It could be maybe animals that are going extinct. It could be the environment, but any particular group or society or whatever it is. It doesn't have to be limited um, to a human being, to a population. And we're going to practice with that. And as you begin, we're first just going to practice some basic shamatha and then enter into the heart, and always knowing that your breath is there for you through all the practices, through whatever arises for you. And that if you do get triggered or you have an emotion, a feeling, a thought that comes up that's challenging, that you can incorporate that into the Tonglen that you are practicing on behalf of others. You can bring that in. You can even just sort of reclaim that attention back to your own emotion, breathing in, allow it to arise. Remind yourself that others too feel this very feeling. Bring yourself that sense of compassion and then widen the circle again. And so we can work skillfully by arising compassion in any of these different dimensions we've been talking about, but adjusting accordingly, paying attention. Your meditation will guide you where you need to be. Okay? So I invite you to begin by just sounding the syllable hum, H-U-M, if you like. This is the syllable for the heart, for compassion. And sometimes it's helpful. We've been doing a lot of talking, a lot of interacting together. And so as you sound this syllable, you can just drop whatever energy is in your mind, in your thinking mind, down into the heart and let it open, and then spread the quality of this vibration, this frequency of home throughout your body. So we can begin by just taking a nice deep inhale, and then sounding the tone. Notice that the resonance in the chest is also sort of imbued with a breaking up of anything dense or difficult in the heart, clearing the way. If you like, you can visualize with at the heart of this tone, this very clear, translucent blue light, just sort of vibrating out from the heart. Let's do it again, only with a little bit of force, a little bit of just really hearing and sounding the tone a little bit more loud. Oh. This force can really be the force of your dedication to encounter whatever is there in your heart. Yeah. And now a little quieter. Down to a whisper, really feeling fully in your body with this whisper. And then finally, hearing it in your mind as you exhale in your next out breath, sounding it in your mind, focusing on the intention, and releasing into this moment of your own practice. And as we land here together, we land in the present. This present place of freedom and openness. Just feeling the breath, a little bit of shamatha practice on the breath in. Just allowing your attention to just follow every moment of that inhale on that continuum as you breathe in, gently hold, and then allowing mind attention to follow every part of that exhale from start to finish, releasing in freedom. Brief pause, and then we do it again. And just by attuning the mind to the breath, stillness settles, calm arises naturally. And sometimes this can take a few breaths, a few moments, just following it, letting go of all expectations for your meditation to change anything. Nothing needs doing or changing, just being. And there is a reason why Vipassana is often called simplicity in the Mahamudra tradition, largely because we're settling into a place of simply abiding effortlessly into simplicity of being, relinquishing striving and trying, controlling, and simply allowing. What a relief, what a sense of freedom to allow this moment just as it is. This moment of the eternal present. And breathing in also to the heart, to the center of the chest, just allowing a slight lift, an opening in the chest. If you like, you can bring your shoulders up towards your ears, round them down the back. Let your spine ascend gently, embodying equanimity in your presence, an evenness of mind. An equipoise in the body. we can always return to this spine, this strong back, this spine of equanimity, and allow everything to just melt down around this spine, soften, release, relax. Spine upright, well balanced. And with this posture, we can just allow the heart area to gently soften and open like a flower opening in the morning sun, one petal at a time. It may at first feel a little vulnerable to do this, but you are so safe in this moment with your breath, with this strong spine, upright spine, with your own wisdom, your own presence. And whenever you're ready, just bring to mind, in a way of simplicity, bringing to mind those for whom you would like to offer compassion. And we're thinking now of a population, a group of people, or beings, or animals, or something in the natural world. Maybe it's the planet. As you do this, just pay attention to what arises in you when you bring them to mind. There may be some empathy here. There may be a feeling of feelings, and that's perfectly fine. But it's not the end of the story. As you breathe in, breathing in whatever suffering you feel these beings, this group, this uh, cohort that you're practicing with, breathing in what you sense they are feeling. And if you are feeling something for them, if you are in any way drawn into the suffering, your own suffering, including that into the mix, breathing in, opening, like smoke or a dark colored cloud, gently receiving. As you breathe back out, this beautiful quality of your own heart, this aspiration that is truly made of love from the good heart of who you are, sending that out, back out like the sun shining back as a response to the suffering of warmth, of love, of healing. Know that this also fills your own internal space. So whatever is surfaced within you also receives this loving compassion, this genuine loving intention. Let the breath really be the anchor for this practice, the vehicle for sending and receiving. It is the breath, after all, that is that process of change. That within this body, in this body of energy, there is vitality and light and warmth. This is what we are taking in. The suffering we take in is being invited into this space of bright, loving warmth. The vitality of your heart shining from within. If it's helpful, you can also bring to mind the image that we used the last couple of times of the heart as an egg. If you're at all having any challenge feeling this quality of your compassion, this shell around the heart that begins cracking from the top, traveling down the front, revealing that blue, brilliant, clear light of your own compassion, of your own heart, shining from within out through the crack until the two halves fall away and you are left with this radiant heart that you now bring like open, brilliant, open sky to the suffering. Let this be natural, not forced or striving or trying, but let it be easeful in this space of shamatha, of peaceful abiding. Receiving, sending. And also sensing wisdom in this aspiration that you are cultivating here. This intention, this power of compassion. So alive, so filled with beauty and grace and warmth. Be mindful too of any narrative that is arising around those for whom you're practicing. Stories, judgments, Just thought forms, coming back to the equanimity, to the connection, to the breath. If you find it helpful too, you can experience this sending of your compassion, this brilliance of your love, to also be of the essence of the primordial Buddha. This quality that accompanies you along your life, so subtle, so silent, so present, now being revealed and shared. And now, if you like, you can widen the circle and, in this same way, inviting the suffering that is ubiquitously present around us everywhere, to share this quality, to invite it in the form of smoke, dark cloud on that in-breath, right into this heart of open sky, of bright heat, radiance, boundless compassion, and sending it off in all directions, everywhere, like a bright shining sun on the exhale. Remind yourself too that we are all practicing this together in this moment, and that this has a real power to it, the power of one heart that each of us is making available. The beauty of interdependence, of this jeweled net. You don't have to do it all on your own. One of the ways that I always enjoy concluding this practice is simply by coming back to this body, letting the breath return to just a normal, easeful flow, and breathing in just simply the presence of the world around me, and breathing out, sending forth the blessing of love into the world around me. Breathing in, I breathe in the presence of the world around me. Not just suffering, but the world as it is. Breathing out, I send out to all beings the simplicity of this open, spacious heart of love. So take your time, just really feeling present back in your body, just this wonderful human body that we have to do this work in. What a privilege and a blessing. Thank you.